We spoke with more than 900 women between the ages of 50 and 70 and asked them one simple question: when you notice a man over 60, which parts of his body do you naturally notice first? The responses were honest and, in many cases, surprising. But before giving their responses, many of the women laughed and pointed out that men usually get this question wrong. Most men believe women immediately notice broad shoulders, a muscular chest, impressive height, or physical strength. According to the women we had a conversation with, those assumptions completely miss what truly matters later in life. For women in this stage of life, attraction is no longer about comparing men to their younger selves or expecting perfect physiques. Instead, they pay attention to signs that reveal how a man approaches life. They notice signs of vitality, self-care, confidence, and whether he still embraces each day with enthusiasm. One woman said, "I'm not wondering if he looks younger than his age. I'm wondering if he still carries the spark of someone who enjoys living." That same comment appeared repeatedly throughout our conversations, even though different women expressed it in their own unique ways. What those women were describing reflects what psychologists often refer to as nonverbal presence. Long before a conversation begins, a person's body quietly communicates important information. Posture, movement, grooming, and overall appearance often reveal daily habits, personal discipline, emotional outlook, and even a person's attitude toward growing older. Some of these signals are noticeable the instant a man enters a room, while others become clear only after watching him for a few moments. In this video, we will explore the 7 body areas that women mention most often during the survey. Each one reveals how a man cares for himself, the energy he brings into the world, and the way he continues to engage with life. Before we continue, we would love to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? Share your city or country in the comments below. It is always fascinating to see how far this message reaches around the world. Let's begin with the first body area that women repeatedly highlighted in the survey: posture. Some women even chuckled when they first brought it up because it sounds so simple. Yet, as they described why it mattered, it became clear that posture leaves a lasting impression. Long before someone notices a man's face, clothing, or hairstyle, they observe the way he carries himself. Whether he is crossing a parking lot, waiting in line for coffee, or walking through a doorway, his posture speaks first. Are his shoulders pulled forward? Does he look down toward the ground? Is his back bent as though he is weighed down by life? These small details send immediate messages. In our conversation, more than 70% of the women said posture tells them more about a man's everyday habits than his overall fitness. That finding caught many people off guard. However, their explanation was thoughtful. They believed posture reflects how a man approaches life. A man who stands upright with relaxed shoulders and an open chest often appears alert, confident, and involved with the world around him. On the other hand, a man may have a muscular frame from years of exercise, yet if he constantly slouches, lets his shoulders collapse, or keeps his head hanging forward, his body language tells another story. To many women, those signals suggest exhaustion, emotional distance, or even a quiet loss of confidence. Then there is the ordinary man. He may not have an athletic build, and perhaps he carries a few extra pounds, but he stands tall. His shoulders remain back, his chest stays open, and his head is held naturally level. According to many women, that simple difference creates a far stronger impression than perfect physical shape. The next body area women highlighted was one that many men rarely consider, yet it quietly communicates some of the strongest signals of confidence and personal presence. Surprisingly, it was a man's smile. Many women explained that a smile is one of the first things they notice because it instantly shapes how approachable and self-assured a man appears. More than a simple expression of friendliness, a genuine smile reflects a person's comfort with himself and with those around him. When a smile comes naturally, it conveys comfort and sincerity. The smile makes others feel relaxed and welcomed, making conversations flow more comfortably. Women in the survey emphasized that a real smile involves the entire face. It reaches the eyes, softens the cheeks, and creates an authentic expression that cannot easily be imitated. Psychologists often describe this as a genuine or authentic smile. Unlike a forced smile, it appears effortlessly during the appropriate moments of conversation. It develops naturally, feels relaxed rather than rehearsed, and fades gradually instead of disappearing all at once. Several women also shared that a man's smile often reflects his overall attitude toward life. Someone who smiles comfortably tends to seem more engaged, optimistic, and emotionally present. His expression suggests that he enjoys interacting with others and remains open to social connection. In contrast, a face that seldom smiles can unintentionally create the impression of emotional distance or tension, even if the man feels perfectly comfortable. First impressions are often shaped by expressions people may not even realize they are displaying. Of course, this does not mean a man should smile non-stop. Constant smiling can seem unnatural or even signal nervousness. What women consistently valued was authenticity. A calm, well-timed smile communicates emotional stability, confidence, and genuine comfort, qualities that naturally put others at ease. Now let's move on to the next body area mentioned in the survey, one that surprised even more people when the results were revealed. Many of the men who participated expected women to focus on broad shoulders or a muscular chest. Instead, one of the highest-ranked body areas was the neck and jawline. More than 80% of the women said this area has a greater impact on their first impression than muscle size alone. For many, that finding was unexpected. Yet the reasons the women gave were both thoughtful and consistent. They explained that the neck and jawline communicate much more than physical appearance. These body areas often show how well a man takes care of himself, reflecting habits related to health, self-discipline, and everyday lifestyle. When women first notice a man's face, they naturally pay attention to the outline of his jaw and the condition of his neck. This is not because they expect him to have the sharply defined features of his younger years. Rather, they are observing how he has managed the natural changes that come with aging. After 60, the body inevitably changes. Skin becomes less firm, fat distribution shifts, and many men develop fullness beneath the chin or around the neck. These are normal parts of growing older, and the women made it clear that they do not view these changes negatively. Instead, they said they notice the amount of care a man continues to invest in himself. Some men simply accept aging and abandon healthy routines completely, while others maintain small but consistent habits that help them look energetic and well cared for. Even a modest reduction in body fat can noticeably improve the definition of the chin and neck, creating a more balanced appearance. Several women also explained that the neck and jawline symbolize personal discipline. Although genetics certainly influence facial structure, a well-defined jawline often reflects an active lifestyle, mindful eating habits, and consistent self-care. Another point that came up repeatedly was the way a man holds his head. A chin that constantly tilts downward can unintentionally project fatigue, insecurity, or emotional distance. By contrast, keeping the head upright and aligned with the spine gives the impression of confidence, attentiveness, and genuine engagement with the people nearby. These minor details shape first impressions long before a conversation ever begins. The next body area women mentioned was even more surprising because it is something many men rarely think about at all. That was the forearms. Unlike the chest, shoulders, or upper arms, forearms are seldom considered a major part of a man's appearance. Yet many women in the survey said they noticed them almost immediately during ordinary interactions. The reason is simple. Forearms are visible throughout daily life. They come into view when a man rolls up his sleeves, carries shopping bags, opens doors, reaches across a table, or greets someone with a handshake. Since they are almost always exposed during routine activities, they quietly leave a lasting impression without a man realizing it. Because they are so visible, forearms often serve as an unspoken signal of practical strength and everyday capability. The women explained that they are not thinking about bodybuilding or gym achievements. Instead, they associate naturally developed forearms with a man who remains active, works with his hands, solves problems, and comfortably handles the demands of everyday life. One woman explained it by saying, "Forearms show that a man is capable and dependable, and those qualities are attractive on a subconscious level. Many men were surprised to learn that women are not looking for oversized muscles. Instead, they notice natural tone and signs of regular activity. Well-developed forearms often result from simple, consistent tasks rather than intense exercise programs. Carrying heavy objects, working in the garden, using hand tools, performing home repairs, climbing, or regularly doing pull-ups all strengthen the muscles over time. Those everyday activities create a look that reflects functional, real-world strength. Another body area that surprised many of the men in our survey was the hands. Several women explained that a man's hands often reveal more about him than almost any other physical characteristic, not because of their size or strength, but because of how well they are cared for. Unlike clothing or hairstyles, hands are nearly impossible to hide. A man can dress neatly, wear stylish shoes, or choose a perfectly fitted jacket, but throughout the day his hands remain on display. They are seen when he greets someone with a handshake, lifts a coffee cup, opens a door, or reaches into his pocket to pay for something. During those ordinary moments, women said they quietly notice the details. They observe whether the fingernails are neat and trimmed, whether the skin appears cared for or neglected, and whether the hands suggest an active, capable lifestyle or one where self-care has been forgotten. One woman said, "A man's hands reveal whether he still pays attention to the little things in life." After the age of 60, hands often show the passage of time sooner than many other parts of the body. Veins become more noticeable, the skin grows thinner, and age spots naturally develop. The women emphasized that these normal signs of aging were never the issue. Instead, they were paying attention to effort. Basic hand care requires very little time. Keeping nails trimmed, smoothing rough skin, and using moisturizer occasionally takes only a few minutes each week, yet those small habits communicate that a man still values himself. Interestingly, many women also found hands marked by honest work appealing. Calluses from gardening, woodworking, lifting, repairing equipment, or other hands-on activities often suggested experience, productivity, and independence. Neglected hands, however, created a different impression. Long, uneven nails or severely dry, cracked skin left unattended for months suggested that a man might no longer care about the details of his own well-being. For many women, that observation naturally led to a broader question. If someone overlooks something as simple as caring for his hands, what other areas of his life might also be receiving little attention? The next body area women mentioned goes beyond appearance and offers insight into a person's character. It was the eyes. Many women explained that when meeting a man for the first time, they instinctively look into his eyes. Their attention is not focused on eye color or shape but on the emotions and personality reflected through them. The eyes often reveal whether someone is fully present. A calm, steady gaze suggests attentiveness, awareness, and confidence. It shows that a man is mentally engaged in the moment instead of being distracted by everything happening around him. Several women described this as one of the clearest signs of quiet confidence. Genuine confidence is not always expressed through bold gestures or loud behavior. Often, it is reflected in the calm, composed way someone maintains eye contact and pays attention during a conversation. On the other hand, eyes that frequently wander or avoid contact may unintentionally suggest uncertainty, discomfort, or a lack of interest. Although these impressions are not always accurate, people tend to form them quickly. Women also emphasized that they were not looking for prolonged or intense eye contact. In fact, excessive staring can feel intimidating. What made the strongest impression was balanced, natural attention. A man who comfortably meets someone's eyes while listening, then responds thoughtfully, shows that he is genuinely involved in the conversation. Another quality that stood out was the expression surrounding the eyes. Eyes that appear bright, alert, and curious often suggest someone who remains interested in life and enjoys learning about the people and experiences around him. According to many women, this sense of curiosity becomes especially attractive later in life because, after the age of 60, they are often drawn to men who continue to live with enthusiasm, purpose, and a genuine interest in the world.